So I just finished Vinland Saga Season 2. I feel like I have a lot to say about it, but not much to say about it at the same time. I want to start off by giving some context. I did watch Vinland Saga with the privilege of being able to binge it after it was all the way completed. And Vinland Saga Season 1 is somehow to this day, even though I've only watched it one time, it sits in my top anime list all time, somewhere in there. So take what I'm about to say with context of those things. First, I want to say that Vinland Saga Season 2 has the exact same amazingly high quality that Season 1 had. No, there was a lot of differing opinions on the quality of Season 2 because it's so different from Season 1, but we're gonna get into that. Season 2 definitely was very different from the first season in a lot of ways. The first season kind of is more so about well done action scenes and just like warrior Viking culture, and we're kind of placed right in the middle of that, and it's all really well done, so well done, maybe even too well done that a lot of viewers are just gonna want to see more of that. We want more action, more big fights, more guild fighters. It's a lot of what encapsulates viewers in the first season. But as we can see now again, even since then in the first season, a lot of people didn't actually understand what kind of story Vinland Saga actually is. It seems like a lot of people got into Vinland Saga because of all the beautiful, amazing action and violence and gore and crazy battle sequences and scenes and strategies and things of that nature, the action side of things. But that's not what Vinland Saga is actually about. Vinland Saga is about how humanity, and specifically the Vikings, began to realize that war and violence and struggling and slavery and all of these negative things were actually not really that good for society and our future. And I always felt like those seeds were planted in the first season. We can see it through the psychology of Thorfinn even in the first season. Him not having a character and just being a broken, empty individual, only filled with rage and animosity and nothing else. It really should be enough to look at Thorfinn and realize, hey, this really isn't good for humans to be growing up from a young age and turning into people like Thorfinn, or dying before they even meet the age of Thorfinn, who isn't old, by the way. He's 22 in this season of Vinland Saga. But with that out of the way, this story definitely completes the vision of what Vinland Saga actually is a lot better than just the first season did. It kind of feels like these are, I don't know, two parts of one story, and you kind of have to connect the two to really understand what's going on. Thorfinn's character growth and progression in this season it's hard to describe how well done it was. I do feel like the pacing of this season was a little bit rushed. It feels like, I don't read the manga, so I'd have to assume based on how I watched it, I feel like they were doing one whole chapter in each episode. That's how fast the pace of this season moved along. But even still, they did a really good job of showing how and why Thorfinn's character and being just evolved and progressed and changed. You know, he went from an empty shell of a human, literally nothing, no motivations, no deep thoughts, just struggling in fear, nightmares, and now he's coming out of it a man, a person with goals and passion, empathy, understanding for the life that he's lived and his sins, wanting to change that, wanting to become a better person and somehow fix the world that's broken him. I thought it was really impressive that they were able to do all of that in just this season. Now, I do have to say, the one small part of me that slightly sides with the haters of season 2 is kind of sad that we're not, probably, maybe, are never gonna see Thorfinn fight again. Obviously, there's a lot of context implied throughout season 1 and season 2 that Thorfinn is one of the most gifted fighters in the verse. You know, he is the son of Thor's, who is said to be the best fighter in the verse, and we saw Thorfinn's potential being one of the only characters that have a competent battle with Thorkel. It does kind of suck to see that Thorfinn is going to be taking this pacifist route throughout every conflict, and we're probably not going to see him throw punches or use his weapons like he did in the past. And it was such a well cultivated and unique style of fighting that I definitely loved seeing in the first season, and it does suck just to realize that, damn, probably not gonna get that maybe ever again. Really quick, I do think that the side cast was exponentially well done this season. I thought it was way better than the first season. We had a lot of side characters that were clearly really important to the story. They were told really well. As I said, I feel like this story is a bit condensed, as it usually is compared to the manga, but even with the shorter time span that they had to tell the stories of each character, highlights being Arnade and Einar, the many characters throughout the I feel like almost every character in the farm had a very well well done character. The son of the farm owner, the mysteries we find out about him. Snake was beautifully done. Canute was amazingly done towards the end of the story. I thought just the amount of time that it didn't take them to tell the backgrounds behind these characters and getting us to understand each character so well. I feel like I have a really good grasp on each and every side character that was in this season. It was really impressive to me. My only gripe probably would be with the Garther and Arnade part of the story. I felt like that was kind of shoehorned in. It maybe was a pacing issue, like just convert it into anime. But I didn't really like how I was more focused on what was going on with Canute and them coming over to the farm and that whole waging war. And this Garther part was kind of like came out of nowhere. It felt like it was gonna clash with the bigger picture that was going on. I didn't really like that too much, but that's really my only gripe. Besides that, I really did love this season of Vinland Saga, and I'm sure a lot of other people did, but I also saw a lot of memes, you know, Farmland Saga. I saw a lot of people that just don't really get what Vinland Saga is going for, but I definitely encourage people to maybe give it a rewatch or read the manga so you can really get a better grasp of what story they're trying to tell, because there's a reason that it's so highly rated. It's not just because of the fight scenes, it's because the story that they're telling is that good. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Vinland Saga season 2. I know it's been a while since I filmed I just finished on the channel. I really do want to do more of these, but I only want to do them on media that really interests me, like Vinland Saga. I tried to do Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, but I never got to it. So if you guys enjoyed these, leaving a like would help out a ton. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and